Greetings to everybody around the world. So, I haven't been making a lot of videos lately. I've been waiting for the teams to drop, and we actually see who is the said team, uh, which teams actually are worth looking at, and what can we expect. So, I'm going to do this episode a little differently. This episode, we are looking at everything in terms of the fixtures that are going to be played. We are looking at what is going to be done. Why is this tournament so important? Is it going to be historical for all the right or wrong reasons? Now, before we continue, I am Mr. Rankan. Welcome to the Rankan experience. Now, before we start, I'd like you to like, comment, subscribe, and it will be very, very helpful that you are part of this channel and this community. So, without further ado, let's jump into it. Now, we are going to start by doing this in two ways. My predictions for the fixtures, and then how it is more likely that the table is going to turn out. So, as a South African, I'm happy that we're back in this tournament after 16 grueling years. The near-miss of 2018, Senegal took that spot. The less that is said about Ghana taking the 2022 spot under acrimonious circumstances, but that's a thing of the past. Now we are just looking at this tournament. Firstly, I'd like to say that this tournament, as a spectator, as a person who has not missed a tournament since 1998, I just love this tournament. I love the history behind it. It is insane. It's a festival of football. I mean, it's the tournament that started the term World Cup. So let's start by looking at those fixtures. Now then, let's rearrange it and say by round. So round number one, Mexico versus South Africa. Part two. This game, it is rumored that 1 billion people are going to watch it around the world. To my Mexican brethren and sisters, welcome onto this channel. I hope we can be good friends. I'm happy with us liaising and talking and everything. And as I continue, please check that I'm using the app called FootMob, which is FOTMOB. You can find it either on Google Store or even the Apple Store. It's also available for your iPads, tablets, and also for your desktop platform that you have, whether it be a laptop or a desktop PC. Now, let's look at it closely. Mexico, South Africa, round number two. It ended in a 1-1. It was a stalemate. Somebody's going to win this game. I can't say who. The Mexicans are in white hot form. South Africa, everybody's wondering what they have up their sleeve. Are they holding a gambit that is going to change everything? Are they holding something so powerful that people are asking more questions because they are dumbfounded about what is going on? So, South Africa is winning this game 2-1. Yes, I'm a South African fan. You can see that right behind me. I'm a South African fan. I love Bafana Bafana. I'm happy that they're playing in the World Cup. I say South Africa will win this by the closest of margins. We're looking at 1-0, 2-1, simply because South Africa has not won an opening game ever. The thing is that the Mexicans have got the pedigree, and it's no disrespect to them, the Mexican supporters. My heart says South Africa would win this game, but everything points to the Mexicans taking this thing, and it's going to be by the barest of margins. There has to be a win out of this. Nobody wants a stalemate, especially after 16 years on with the new generation of players. South Korea and Czechia, that game is going to be a draw. Um, various things are going to come into it, but if I'm being honest, as much as it's going to seem as a draw, everything's leaning towards Czechia to do something insane. Canada, Bosnia, we'll give it to the Canadians. Canadians, we're looking at about a 1-0, 2-1. But then again, the Bosnians are back after a long time since 2014. Bosnians could come back and flip it on its head and they could take it. The United States are looking to win against Paraguay. Paraguay is going to put up a resistance, a very strong resistance. So I see a draw happening with this. Qatar has not won a World Cup game ever. Same with Canada. They've never ever won a World Cup game. So when we look at this, and I'm looking at it on screen, Switzerland is looking to make up for that fiasco that was the 2022 World Cup. For those of you who are viewers and maybe your memory is not that sharp, you would remember that Switzerland was thrashed 6-2 by Portugal at the previous edition. Brazil and Morocco. Brazil is taking it. Brazil's going to win this game. Haiti and Scotland. I'm going to give this to Haiti. Australia versus Turkey. Turkey is taking it. Aragula and Yildiz, they better bring something lovely. Germans versus Curacao. The Germans are taking this game. I know everybody's going to ask me why do I say that. Florian Wirtz that plays for Liverpool and Florian Wirtz that plays for Germany is two different players. So I would say Germany is taking that game. I think instead of just saying scorelines, I'm just going to say who's winning that game. Scorelines shouldn't be a factor. I'm not really into scorelines. Uh, the Netherlands. Ooh, now interesting about this. I don't know if some of you have heard. There is a rumor going around that there was an individual who correctly predicted all the previous winners from Spain in 2010 to Germany taking it, to France taking it, and also Argentina. Um, I don't know what the gentleman's name was, but apparently he did some formula and he said this. Word on the street is that Netherlands is going to take their maiden crown. I don't know how. It will be interesting to see if that comes true. Against Japan, it's possible. I would give it to the Netherlands against Japan. Ecuador and Ivory Coast. Ecuador is looking to actually prep up from their last tournament when they were in Group A, when they were paired up with Qatar. So I give that edge to I give it to Ecuador. Sweden, Tunisia, I give it a draw. Spain is beating Cape Verde. Belgium is definitely beating Egypt. They're in red hot form. Saudi Arabia and Uruguay, it's going to be Uruguay. Iran and New Zealand, it's going to be Iran that takes that game. France and Senegal. Now, for those of you who have been watching the documentaries online on FIFA Plus, you'd know that this game has left an indelible mark on football because when France lost this game in 2002, we're talking about with Petit, Henry, Jokayev, all of those guys. Zidane was injured at the time. He only got to play the final match. I am definitely going to give this game to France because of their stacked team, Iraq and Norway. Norway is going to cause an issue. For those of you who don't remember, Norway played last in 1998. They're going to take this. Argentina will definitely beat Algeria, but it's going to be by the closest of margins because the goalkeeper, you guys know who it is, it's Zidane. He's gonna he's gonna make sure he stops everything that comes their way. But to give it South African flavor and to give it all of this, but I'm just gonna say, guys, we love football, we love Diski, we love what we watch. We always enjoy the World Cup, and it's always something that is dramatic. Then we have Austria against Jordan. I'm giving it to Austria. My pick of the World Cup, my pick, Portugal. I say Portugal will put their hat in the ring and they're going to cause issues. Against the DRC, it's going to be a very tight game. Can't give a score. England and Croatia, it's going to be a draw. Ghana and Panama, I see a draw. Uzbekistan will definitely get crushed by Colombia. And remember, Colombia's got a lot to make up for because of 1994. But also, we still remember their recent exploits in the World Cup where they did very well in 2014. 2018, England knocked them out in a penalty shootout. 2022, I don't recall Colombia being there, but yeah. Now let's look at round number two. Czechia and South Africa, I give that to South Africa, provided that they play the ball on the ground. They can play a very fast game because they're not playing in Mexico. They're not playing at a high altitude. Everything will balance out. At the same time, Czechia is going to go full force. They have the very tall height of their defenders in Socek. Socek is going to cause issues. To add on to that, Switzerland is going to try and secure their 6 points over here against Bosnia. Because, yeah, why not? Canada is going to get their 3 points here against, they're going to get it against Qatar. Mexico is getting those points against South Korea. The US and Australia. The US, they are in decent form. A win for the US. But then again, Australian people are going to be very angry with me. Morocco and Scotland, I give that to Morocco. Brazil. Again, this is the thing with Brazil. Brazil is also playing on that omen of you playing on the turf where you won the World Cup in 1994. And that was with Dunga, Rai, Zinho. R9 was there, but as an unused substitute with Romario and Bebeto against Haiti. Yeah, Brazil's taking it. Turkey is gonna take it now. Everybody's saying that dark horses, particular groups. Others are saying it's Ecuador. I'm going to say my dark horse is Turkey because of the long absence. Turkey is going to be a problem. And remember their exploits. They finish in third place. Netherlands is going to definitely beat Sweden. Germany and Ivory Coast is going to be a tooth and nail battle, so I still give that to Germany. Ecuador versus Curacao. Ecuador is going to get the result. Japan is going to beat Tunisia. Spain wants to beat the Saudis so that they can secure the points. Now, Iran is also a massive question mark because with recent statements that have been made in the tabloids, they have to fly to their matches and then fly out and go to Mexico, which is a lot of traveling and can be testing on the human body. But against Belgium, they're going to tap out there. Belgium is winning that game. Uruguay is going to beat Cape Verde, even though as an African, we love Cape Verde. For those of you watching, if you know, you know. New Zealand, Egypt. Egypt will get that game. They're going to win. Argentina will win the points here. I see Scaloni is going to pull something. France will beat Iraq. So the attacking line of Sirloth and Erlen Haaland against Ilian Njai with Sadio Mane. I foresee this game ending in a draw. Algeria is going to beat Jordan and get their points here. Portugal is going to win the game against Uzbekistan and get those points. England is going to edge Ghana and get those points. Croatia will beat Panama, and then Colombia versus the DRC is going to be very tight. Then Colombia, uh, Colombia is going to win. They're going to win that game and qualify. Now, my viewers, I'm just going to say this because of the high intense schedule and not so much recovery time between games. Cycling of squads and getting those 6 points is very important. If it is not done in time, you're going to have problems. Bosnia will get those points against Qatar. However, Qatar is not looking to go for the second successive tournament without getting a point or winning a game. So that could be a draw. Switzerland would have actually secured their 6 points against Canada. Canada will win that game and go to the next round. Morocco is going to go head to head with Haiti. So tough, tough, tough. Okay, Morocco will win it. Not to be impartial, I'm not a Morocco fan. You guys know why. I mean, if you know, you know. Scotland and Brazil, the last time they played was 98. That tells you how long Scotland is out of it. However, I don't think Scotland wants to be knocked out of the 48. They're going to try and fight and get these points against Brazil. But Brazil is going to be too strong. They're going to take it. Let's see. This is the Czechia and Mexico. Mexico is winning the game. South Africa is playing against South Korea in Jalisco in Guadalajara. They have to get the points there. Again, they'll be fighting against the heat and altitude. Wow, that game, the time. Again, ladies and gents, this is South African Standard Time. So please make sure that when you use FootMob, it's going to give you all these fixtures according to your local time. Curacao, Ivory Coast is getting that. Ecuador and Germany. Germany is going to get it because Germany is looking to make up for lost time after their two unsuccessful campaigns that they had before. Japan against Sweden. Japan is going to get that draw. Netherlands is going to win this and go through. Paraguay and Australia. Paraguay is going to throw down. Turkey is going to win this and go top of the group. Dembele, Shirky, Orlis versus Surloth, Haaland, Odegaard. I'm going with France. France is too loaded and too dangerous. Senegal is going to beat Iraq. Cape Verde is going to stun a lot of people. I think they're going to stun Saudi Arabia here. This is going to be the battle of the top. Spain is looking to take it. Uruguay could take it. Either way, this is going to be a battle between number 1 and number 2. Egypt against Iran. If it goes according to plan, I could see Egypt winning and going to the next round. But also Iran can throw down, so that game can go either way. So to those of you who are looking at this game, be very careful, be very astute. It's going to depend on round 1 and round 2, which is basically match day 1 and match day 2, on who's sitting in third place. That is when the fireworks go off. Belgium is taking this game. Croatia and Ghana. Croatia is going to take it. Panama is going to throw down against England, but this squad of England is very shaky. I don't actually have much faith in it. I like Thomas Tuchel as a coach. When they said he was taking over and coaching after Gareth Southgate's contract expired, hell froze over basically. We are talking about a German man, very brilliant tactician, who's coaching in England. The squad selection though, very shaky. I'll give it to them against Panama, but I don't see England going beyond round of 32. And then Colombia and Portugal, that is going to be, I'd say it's going to be number 1 and number 2. Uzbekistan and DRC are going to be fighting for that to see who can get the third spot. Algeria have that tough. the tough match. And we're talking about against Algeria. So Algeria versus Austria, it's gonna throw down. The Algerians are gonna throw down. They actually want to go to the next round. They're gonna fight. They're gonna come out fighting. Argentina is going to secure that they're going to win it. Now then, let's look at the table. Now the tables are blank. We know this. It's starting in 2 days. Number one is going to be Mexico. Number two is going to be South Africa. Number three is going to be Czechia. And number four is going to be South Korea. I say this because for those of you who are not familiar with realizing with the previous tournament was played at sea level. That is why all the games were very, very close. Very, very close. And I mean very close. That is why you saw the likes of Saudi Arabia beating Argentina, which, by the way, I still say was the shock of the tournament. This one, on the other hand, we're looking at the geography. We're talking about altitude. We're looking at the playing surfaces. We're looking at also the air quality of most of the nations where they're playing. All of this is going to play a factor, and also travel fatigue. Now, in order to advance in this tournament, you have to make sure you secure those 6 points before you go anywhere. This is when now secure the 6 points, rotate your squad. So it is important. For instance, if Mexico gets those 6 points by beating South Africa and also beating South Korea, they can rest. If South Africa can do the same, now more often than not, it's going to be very, very tight. But for me, if South Africa has to go through, the minimum that they have to get, it has to be 5 points. A win, two draws. You guaranteed passage. Or if possible, two wins. Passage, you're in. Now then, Switzerland and Canada. Switzerland's first. Canada will be second. Bosnia will be third. Qatar fourth. Brazil first. Morocco second. Scotland third. Haiti fourth. Turkey first. US second. Paraguay third. Australia fourth. Germany first. Ecuador second. Curacao will be last. Ivory Coast will be third. Netherlands will be first. Japan would be Japan will be second. Sweden will be third. Belgium first. Egypt second. Iran third. New Zealand fourth. So as you see on screen, that's how it's going to remain. Cape Verde is going to be at the bottom. Spain is going to be number one. Uruguay number two. Saudi Arabia number three. Now this one is interesting. France first, I say Senegal second, Norway third, Iraq last. Argentina, Austria, then Algeria. Jordan will be last. That's Group J. Portugal first, Colombia second, DRC third, Uzbekistan fourth. But now apparently, yeah, you know what? The thing is with friendlies are very deceptive because the mindset of a friendly and the mindset of a World Cup, which is an international tournament, two different things. So we should not be riding on the coattails of thinking, oh, it was friendlies, they perform like that. Why are they performing so badly? That's just it. It's a friendly. Okay, England first. No, I take that back. As is for Group L is how it's going to be. It's going to be Croatia, it's going to be England, it's going to be Ghana, it's going to be Panama. Now, this over here is going to be a tally of how we keep track of who's the best third place team. South Africa, in their last two editions, well, actually, all of their editions, they ended up in third place and couldn't go to the next round because they took the top two. They could have a lifeline in this. Finish third comes with a risk, and it's a massive risk, but I do not want to see South Africa being third. Now then, as I'm scrolling up, what are my predictions? My predictions is that this tournament is going to have a complete level of, it's going to be something that we are not going to forget, either for the right or the wrong reasons. The rule changes also play a factor. Um, Kylian Mbappe is going to score. He's going to beat the record that was set by Miroslav Klose. He's going to get to 17. But something in me says he's going to score 20 goals. He's sitting on 12. He's 8 away. He's going to break that record. Um, Player of the tournament. If Michael Olise steps up, he could take it. Dembele. Mbappe, he could take it as well. We look at the Argentinians. We're looking at Julian Alvarez. We're looking at Haaland. We're looking at everybody. Golden Glove Award, I can't actually say. We'll look after when it's the knockout phase. So I say more than 200 and I said 210. I'll say 220 goals are going to be scored in this tournament. The chances of a team going undefeated here are likely. The idea of the Netherlands taking this thing is also very likely. And I hope as viewers you guys have picked up on this and we see this. Um, yeah, guys, this tournament is going to be brilliant. It's going to be epic. The thing is, we've always had the news and all the issues that have come in. There's a couple of concerns I have. One, it's the Trianda ball, the trajectory of it. I've watched videos, I've researched it. Apparently, they say this ball is worse than the Jabulani, which is ridiculous because the Jabulani was legendary. Um, a lot of heat is going to come into a factor. There's going to be drinks breaks. The new rules, especially VAR, which can overturn particular decisions. The substitution rule is going to play a very massive factor. What I'm not happy about is the fact that there's going to be a halftime show. I'm not happy about it. Maybe because of everything that has happened and the atmosphere behind it. It's a World Cup where it's slow burning, but it's going to be memorable. Now, I leave you with my predictions and I'd like you to comment on this. But my ultimate four is going to be Argentina. It's going to be France. It's going to be Portugal. It's going to be the Netherlands. Those are my four. And I have a feeling that whoever's winning this World Cup is going to be a first time winner. A new name is going to go underneath that World Cup trophy. A new name is going to parade it. Now then, again, I leave it to you. Please comment. Please tell me what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. And we'll see each other soon.